Welcome to tutorial 2.4 part 2. This is the second part on calculating atomic weights. This time we'll actually use real data. We'll find the average mass or weight, as it's normally called in chemistry, of a chlorine atom. Alright, so let's look at the data from chlorine. It turns out that if you send some chlorine molecules through a mass spectrometer, after you dissociate them into atoms, break them apart into atoms, and then give them an electric charge, you can find out that there are two isotopes of chlorine, chlorine 35 and chlorine 37. A large amount of it, 75.78%, is the chlorine 35. That's the one that's depicted down here with a mass number of 35. The rest of it, roughly a quarter of it or so, is chlorine 37, depicted here with a mass number of 37. So those are the two types of chlorine. And just like in the last unit that we did, the last tutorial, we're trying to find the average mass of two substances. Instead of boys and girls or two kinds of pairs, here it's two kinds of chlorines. But the calculations are exactly the same. The numbers are a little more cumbersome because we're trying to keep lots of significant figures. But apart from that, it's the same thing that we did last time. So let's look at the math. We say let's pretend there are 100 atoms. It doesn't matter how many you have in your sample set. The ratios will always be the same. So we'll say for convenience there's 100 atoms. If there are, then 75.78 of them are chlorine 35s. Don't worry about the fact that we're saying there's 0.78 of a chlorine. We realize that you can't actually have that in terms of the rounding. We'll just interpret this in terms of particular atoms. In any case, there's 75.78 chlorine 35s, and what do they weigh? Well, 34.969 apiece. So if we multiply them, those 75.78 particles weigh 2,649.95 atomic mass units. Similarly, for the chlorine 37, the one that there's about a quarter of, 24.22 of them out of every 100, with a mass of 36.966, gives us a mass of those 24 or so particles of 895. If we add those two together, that will be the mass of the entire 100 particles, and then divide that by 100 will give us the average weight of chlorines, 35.45, and that's the number that you would see on the periodic table for the average mass of chlorine. Note, there are no chlorine atoms that have this mass. Chlorine atoms either weigh 34.969 or 36.966, or one of the very, very rare isotopes that also can exist, but these are the dominant ones. But the average mass that we record is 35.45. That's all there is, so it's like the last tutorial. Just a quick glance again. I know we went over this in class, but just a kind of quick reference to the mass spectrometer. And then, like I said, in class we will both go over this with a great deal of care compared to this quick look. But let's just make sure we see where this data is coming from. Chlorine molecules are placed into a container. They're broken apart, so we have chlorine atoms in this section here. We have to ionize them and then send them through a magnetic field where they're deflected. More if they are light, less if they are more massive. So the amount of deflection is determined by their mass. So they hit a detector. The number of times they hit the detector is shown by the height of this line. You see most of the times they're hit, it's chlorine 35. Less is chlorine 37, and the percentages were roughly 3/4 versus 1/4. The actual numbers were given in the last slide. That's it. So practices, I think it's really, the calculations are straightforward, always the same. Assume you have 100 particles, get the total mass, divided by 100, and you're done. That's it. Good luck with that. We'll see you in class. Thanks.